Okay, I've decided to read to you another book. It's called The Luster of Pearls, I Remember the Glow. Biography of the artist Harriet S. Nordby. The painting on the front is a beautiful palette knife painting that she did. Biography of an artist as perceived by me, Cynthia, maiden name Jordahl, mother's maiden name Andreessen, married name at the time Benken, and I'm the author, with paintings by artist Harriet Shep was her father's last name, Feeks was her mother's last name, and her married name was Nordby. Now you see. The artist Harriet S. Nordby was born in northern Iowa and moved to Minnesota when she was 15. Beauty, color, and music are her obsession. She continues her quest, ever trying to paint the romance of life for the world to enjoy. This is her hope and desire, so gaze through her eyes as you walk through her world. I received my early art inspirations from observing the world around me. Everything beautiful or colorful I wanted. The word inspiration means influence, and the word observe means to look around. Okay, she painted the loons of Minnesota. And that's a watercolor. As a child, I was fascinated by my grandmother, a woman of charm and demeaning character. Fascinated means create excitement in one's heart. Demeaning, dignity to humble. Character, her actions, facial expressions, and speech. Charm, please greatly or delight. My mother was composed yet sophisticated in a very charming way. She was musically inclined as well as being a woman of stamina. Composed, self-control. Sophisticated, intellectually appealing. Stamina, endurance. You see this cat that shows her grandmother? And here is her mother. Isn't that neat? I like the way she depicts them in different, maybe character-like things. I was the oldest daughter in a family of 14 children. We had to create our own fun and entertainment. Sunday afternoons we stood around the piano and sang, "Listen to the mockingbird, echoes in my mind." Echoes means a repeating of a sound. There are always 2 children in music lessons at a time. Lessons, something learned with instruction. Okay, and there is a group of people. Looks like they're getting ready for prom. And there's that violin. I wonder who had violin lessons. Imagine I was one of 14 children. Music was our greatest outlet. Imagine creating your mind, outlet, and means of expression. I'll never forget how Mom's hands flew over that keyboard on Sunday afternoons. Keyboard, a bank of keys. Now we see her pictures here, and she has titles for her pictures. Practice time, and the other one says, "Oh, how I loved the beautiful things around me. I could sit and play house forever. I was fascinated by the colors of old clothes, gloves, hats, and shoes. The antique lace accessories were fabulous. The spontaneous imagination I had as a child is the inspiration for my work today. Accessories, add extra, make more important, special. Spontaneous, impulse, desire, choice. When I think of my early art experiences, I can still see the classroom with all the desks. The student with the largest box of crayons was a lucky one. One classmate had a cigar box filled to the brim with little bitty pieces of colors she had saved from year to year. Bitty, very small. Oh, this is cute. It shows little girls having a tea party outside. And it shows children ice skating outside. Her paintings are fabulous. Every once in a while, I have to let go and work 3-dimensional. It's part of the growing process of an artist. I want to feel and fashion the planes of the face and the body rather than just work on a flat surface. Three-dimensional illusion of depth of form. Two-dimensional is a shape. Planes, geometric, rectilinear, and curvilinear, motifs in design. Motif, a reoccurring theme. The inspirations of a snowflake. Okay, I wrote this poem. Cynthia. Astoundingly beautiful, spiritually refreshing, mentally inspiring, warms the heart. Geometrically amazing, weightless as one, overwhelming as many, delights the soul. Now her pictures are different than what I pictured for the poem I wrote. I was thinking, when it snows too much, it's really hard to get out of the snow. But here's her pictures. See the geometric fashioning the body? It's a snowman. And here, all that snow, they go for a sled ride. Or a sleigh, sorry. Not a sled, it's a sleigh. The spirit of giving, Father Time, charity, giving when others are in need, kindness and judging faults, love to one another. Spirit, humans, mortal, religious, or emotional nature. I still enjoy reminiscing about the memories my mother shared. Mother, being blessed with 14 children, brought out the spirit of giving in people. They were always very willing to give us their used clothes, reminisce, talking about events that happened in the past experiences. She reminisced. This is her reminiscing picture. And she liked to do old St. Nick pictures or Santa Claus. My mother was a very wise woman. She believed in keeping things neat, clean, and orderly. The clothes given to us were stored in huge wooden boxes in the attic. Orderly, well-behaved, arranged in order, a pattern. Huge, very big. Quite often I would go up in the attic with my mother and look through the boxes of beautiful clothing. Attic, a storage room usually located above the upstairs rooms of your house. Well, there's the attic. It says the attic of my mind. So she could have imagined it, or it could have been a room. Never know. And here it says, ladies, ladies. A stitch in time. I still remember it as if it were yesterday. Combining a couple of those beautiful outfits in the attic with the help of my imagination, I could design the image I wanted to portray. Image, likeness, or copy. A visual image is a helpmate to a poem. Portray, a picture in words. The outfit portrayed one of her many talents. By the age of 16, I was able to play the church organ, which I continued through the age of 19. I wore my personally designed outfits when I played the organ at church. Sonata, a piece of music for one or two instruments having 3 or 4 movements in contrasted rhythms and keys. Movement, the kind of speed a piece has. Waltz, polka, jazz, march, etc. And there she has the girl playing the piano, and here she has that old sewing machine. And back here she has something to hold the clothes so she can fashion them to her size. How neat. I'll always cherish the memories of playing with my rich aunt's dresses and getting to recreate beautiful things from my imagination. What fashion statements I was able to enjoy. Color and fabrics fascinated me. Cherish, state of mind, make glad, happy. Imagination. Form an image with something not present. An image in your mind. Kind of strange, huh? I made hats from old oatmeal boxes. One hat I created from an oatmeal box was the pill box. To add to its beauty, I attached a veil from an old hat. It turned out wonderful. I would make hats for hours. This activity intrigued me so. With our past comes our new dreams of tomorrow. Activity, thing to do. Intrigued, aroused, interest, or curiosity. Here's those hats. Beautiful hats. Christmas and my birthday were 2 days apart, this making it a very special time for me. My present could be combined. One year in particular, I asked for a red patent shoulder purse from the National Bellis Hess catalog. That purse was so special I kept it for years, especially describing how you remember it. Patent glossy leather. Happiness, kindness, beauty, gift giving and loving, think on these things. There's another one of her Santas. And look at those gloves, aren't they beautiful? I was named after Grandmother Hattie. She was a very rich, proud, and voluptuous person. Voluptuous, full of delight or pleasure, enjoyment of luxury, leisure free from work or duties. Very unlike my mother, who was very practical yet prim and proper. Practical, action, and ethical decision. Prim, to dress formal. Proper, sensitive, demanding attitude. I cherish the moments I share with my lady friends today. We've shared many good times together. At morning coffee, we even try to solve the world's problems. When someone is in pain and grieving, I turn to my faith. The promise of salvation, life after death, and heaven gives me inspiration. As I grow in faith, I find reason to celebrate the miracles rather than mourn the unknown. Life is a gift. Happiness is showing gratitude to God. My mother often spoke about going to church in a horse-drawn sleigh. Drawn is like led or pulled. A silent memory of another story once told. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly glistening. This is the night of our holy Savior's birth. Glistening is shining. Holy is complete entirety. How fun. Beautiful memories. I love the inspirational gifts my grandmother has added to my personality. Inspiration is influence. Personality, the special person you are. Actions, things you say, the way you dress and the way you wear your hair. Even the way you think. Grandmother went to the beauty shop once a week. I'll never forget how she slept with one hand under her cheek so her hair wouldn't be mussed by her pillow. Must make untidy mess. She likes to talk about the little kittens with Grandma, huh? And here she has a little hand vase holding flowers. Grandmother loved to shop at Yonkers. Grandfather would let her have whatever she wanted. Sometimes grandmother would have a hard time making a choice between outfits. Grandfather would say, "You may have them both. Oh, I like that, grandfather. When shopping was half over, grandmother would stop at the Grand Hotel for tea and toast. While sitting in these opulent surroundings, she would ponder her purchase. Opulent meant rich, luxurious. Ponder, consider carefully. Here again, she has a goose dressed up. Here's a nice little tea set. They did a nice job with tea sets. Often while grandmother shopped, grandfather would go to another fine hotel and play a game of snook. That's the old-time way of playing pool. But her picture portrays playing croquet outside. Before going home, grandfather and grandmother would stop at the corner store and watch the candy machine as it whipped the confection into a delicious candy. After watching the candy machine, they would stop into the store and pick up a few pieces to bring home. Confection made with syrup, sugar, or honey. She does a pretty neat job with horses, too. A story my mother told. As a child, each year my mother got me a beautiful new coat. One year I got a beautiful wineberry coat with cuffs and a mutton collar. The next year I got a royal blue coat with a fox collar. Cuffs and a muff, said my mother. Mutton is sheep's wool. Muff, a fabric pouch you put your hands in to keep them warm. One Sunday morning the horse and sleigh were ready, but it was snowing out. Grandmother hurried mother along. To her dismay, mother came down with the wineberry coat on. Grandmother was shocked. You rushed back up that stairs and put on the beautiful new outfit I got for you, said grandmother. Mother, I don't want to get it soiled, my mother explained. Grandmother would not budge. You marched back up those stairs and put on the new coat. Now, said grandmother. This example shows the great difference between these two special people in my life. Dismay, trouble greatly. That's the wineberry.